Hello Runlings. So I've had to actually stop walking because as you can see it's pitch black, and I've had to stop walking because I couldn't see where I was going with the camera light in my face, so I've literally had to stop. As you can see, it's pitch black, and this is by the way not recommended. I must admit I do hate other people saying you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that and you shouldn't do, it's none of their business what you should and shouldn't do. So I suppose I can't tell you don't do this, because you can do whatever you like, but all I ask is that you don't tell anyone if it goes horribly wrong that you did it because of me. But I'm out in the pitch darkness. It's obviously not recommended to do this. It's nearly Christmas, so I've only got this today to do it. It's my last window before Christmas, and due to certain commitments elsewhere, it meant that it got really late and I couldn't come out till tonight. So it's pitch black darkness and I'm having to set up in the dark. I've had to compensate by going somewhere familiar, but it's still reeked with problems because I've been here before. Excuse the wobbly camera. I forgot my my sort of, what do you call it, my selfie stick type thing. I'm having to hold a heavy tripod. But yeah, so I've gone somewhere familiar, but it's still fraught with problems because the place I'm going, I've been to loads of times before, but it's a woody area full of fern, and you can only sort of go on the bits that where they're bald patch, because I'm not willing to crush vegetation, so you can only go where there's like bald patches of grass, and so you sort of have to find these places. And even in the daylight I've gone back, you know, another time, and I can't find exactly where I was, and I've even got lost trying to get out because it's kind of very samey, all the vegetation and the trees are all very samey, and I've even got lost getting out once. So doing this in the dark is quite unnerving, but I want to do this. I want to be out, and I'm just gonna have to do the best I can. So I'm going to carry on walking now because, as I said, I had to stop and couldn't see anything because the glare of the light. So I'm going to carry on walking and try and find a spot, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm all set up. That was hairy because I can't obviously see off in the distance, so I've only got this little spot down by my feet that I'm wandering around looking for somewhere. I can't look off over the distance and say, oh, that looks good. So yeah, if I sort of patrol the whole floor with this little spot of light, it would take me years to find a spot. And I kept walking into dead ends and having to backtrack, and I think I'm really near the path still. So when I wake up in the morning, I can only hope that I don't get seen, but I don't actually know because I don't know how much cover I've got, or I'm quite near the path as well. So we'll see how it goes. It's a big risk. I had to just make a decision and pitch. I'm loving this tent, by the way. I couldn't wait to come out again with it. Couldn't wait to come out. It's a Van Gogh Hydra 200, and it's a palace compared to what I normally do. I used to, the ABX Bobcat used to be my favourite, but this has pipped it to the post definitely because it's slightly bigger and slightly heavier. That's the downsides. It's harder to find somewhere to pitch it when you're doing stealth, and it's slightly heavier, which is not great. But if you can get over those two things, it's brilliant. There's loads of space inside. This is talking about one person. There's loads of space inside. I love the vestibule, really decent sized vestibule. and doors both sides that you can unzip one side, and if the wind changes you can zip that down, unzip the other side, and cover yourself from all directions. And I've just discovered this last week. Last time I was out in it, I said that you had to keep the sort of middle strip down because you had the door one side and the door the other, and a middle. But I've just discovered this week that you've got a little loop for that as well, so you can even roll that up. So you can have the whole front without in a vestibule. You know, you roll it all up, so in the summer you have the whole front open. It's just, I love that versatility. And it's green, it's low profile. They put the annoying blooming reflective blooming guy ropes on it, which annoys me a bit, but yeah, it's a nice colour and it's a good quality. And you know, and I say it's a cheap tent. There's no real such thing as cheap or expensive. It's not black and white, because a tenner is a lot of money to somebody who doesn't have a tenner. Somebody rich thinks nothing of a tenner. From speaking, as I always do, from a working person's perspective, somebody who's got a job, pays the bills and has a little bit left over every month and can buy something small or has to save for something big. Speaking from that perspective, it's a reasonably priced, fairly cheap tent, but good quality for what you're getting. I can't praise it enough. I love it. I absolutely love it. I really do. And I couldn't wait to bring it out again. And yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I'm gonna have dinner now because I'm absolutely starving. It's I don't know what the time is. I think it's gone 9 o'clock now. I don't even know where my phone is. It's gone 9 o'clock now. So I'm gonna get some food on before I waste away to nothing, because I'm so thin. So today's forget. I don't think I forgot anything last time, but I have been having a sort of forget every time I come out. Today's forget is my fork, or my spork. So I'm having to. Oh, this is today's dinner. I can't see. I'll point the camera, and then I can't see the screen, so I don't know if I'm pointing at the camera or not. Ravioli. Num num num. I was looking through all the tins and found that one and thought, I haven't had ravioli for a while. But I haven't got a spork, but I do have this little wooden spatula, so I suppose I can kind of scoop them up. In that, it's crying out for some bread though to mop the sauce up, don't you think? I can hear an owl. Don't know if the camera picks that up. It just did it just then. It's got a long one as well, a real long one. It's not like hoo-hoo, he's like hoo-hoo. It's like, yeah, alright mate. Jeez. How are they supposed to catch mice and all that if they're hooing their heads off? Because all the mice are going to go, there he is, he's over there, I can hear him. Stay away from that direction because he's hooing over there. I have to say, this is absolutely gorgeous. It's now the light's on my face, I can't see anything, but when it's not blinding me, I tried filming with the camera and it doesn't pick it up, but it's a really beautiful sky, clear sky. Beautiful, the stars are out, beautiful stars, and the moon. It's not a full moon, but it's a really super bright moon. I need to see specifics. I need the light on, but basically I've had it off most of the time because the moon is producing such a nice amount of light to see, generalise seeing things. But it's such a clear night and it's quiet. And I've been in this I've got to pull my hood back because all I can hear is my head rustling. Every time I'm in my head, it rustles. It's distracting. I've been in this wood loads of times, and it never seems to be windy ever. It's a bit annoying because you always walk away with a really wet tent, but through condensation. But it's never windy here. I don't even bother the guy ropes. I didn't this time because it never seems to be windy here, and it's always so peaceful and quiet, and there's always a concern of other people around. There's some torches when I first turned up. You can't see my hand, can you? It stood up. Over there I saw some torches, and it looks like somebody might be camping there because I saw a lot of torch activity, which is odd, you know, for this time of night. What else would they be doing? I don't know. And then I saw some actual torch beams moving around, and I thought, ooh, they're getting a bit close. And then they went, so I'm not sure what that was about. I don't know if they're camping or just staying there for a few hours and then leaving, or I don't know. They're quite far away, but being pitch black, their lights are quite visible. That's the only downside of, you know, you're trying to be stealth, and then you've got to put a bright light on to talk to the camera. It's an awkward balance. I'm quite confident to talk now because there's nobody around. You know, there's nobody close by. But yes, this is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I love this. You know, I've upgraded a lot of equipment, which has made things a lot more comfortable. You know, so I'm warm, I'm dry, and it's just peaceful and quiet. And I'll tell you what, I used to, when I first started camping, I was always, you know, summer or winter, I don't know which one I like more. You know, summer's good because it's warmer, obviously, and you don't have to carry as much equipment, and winter's good because there's less people about. But I think, if I weigh up the pros and cons, I think winter camping is way better. There are less people around, it's more peaceful, there's less bugs around, and I think the only downside with is, as long as you've got the right equipment, there's no reason for you to be wet or cold or whatever. You know, if you've got good equipment, you can still be comfortable in the winter. I think the only downside of it is that if you want to enjoy the environment, you've got to turn up super early because it gets dark so quick. So you end up sort of there sort of really early in the afternoon because you've only got, you know, if you turn up at 2 o'clock, you've only got 2 hours before the sun goes down. So you only get a couple of hours to enjoy the environment, and then it's pitch black and you can't see anything. But I think that's the only downside. Whereas with summer, you can turn up a lot later. In fact, if you're stealth camping, it's prudent to turn up much later, and you still got loads of light left and stuff. But I think overall, I prefer winter. It's much more quieter, much more peaceful, and from the stealth point of view, it's more. You're more relaxed, more confident, because your chances of coming across anyone is decreased. So I think if I weigh it up, I think I prefer winter camping. Definitely. One last thing before I go to bed. It's nearly 11 o'clock now. Yeah, I don't know. I sit here and sort of, I'm enjoying the environment and loving everything I'm seeing, but things pop into your head, boy, because when you're alone, and you know, annoyances and quirky things and that. And you know, I've bought a few things on Amazon and other sites and that, and I really, when I buy things, I really rely heavily on the reviews, because you know, you kind of have to. You know, you can't rely on what the company's telling you, because they're trying to sell it, so they don't say anything. And if you get a lot of reviews, you can read them all and get a sense of what's going on. But I tell you what, you always have to filter out idiots, though, don't you, that leave reviews, which I find really annoying, because you get one person saying one thing, one person saying the opposite. But and you know what winds me up the most when you're reading reviews is the people that say, and it's almost every time I buy something, the people that say, yeah, I haven't used it yet, but it looks great. But how does that help anyone? If you haven't used it yet, you ain't got nothing to say, have you? Because how does that help me? I looked at you saying I haven't used it yet. How does that help me with the product? How does that help me understand? What's the point? What a waste of time typing your stuff in the computer saying, oh, I haven't used it yet. Why waste your time doing that? Because that serves no purpose to anyone. It's a review. It's telling people information about that product. Why would you say I haven't seen it? It winds me up. There's all sort of other idiocy on the reviews as well, but that one's kind of like one of my top favourite non-favourite because what's the point? I remember I bought a power bank, quite a big one, a long time ago. No good for, it was when I was car camping, so it's no good for backpacking because it was a big old thing with a big old light on it, and some guy had bought it and put a video review. I thought, a smart video review, you show it working and stuff. And he just put it on the table and said, yeah, I haven't used it yet, but it looks good, doesn't it? Nice bit of kit. But he actually bothered to record it, then upload that onto his computer, then upload that onto you or Amazon, YouTube, whatever it was, to tell you he hasn't used it yet. But how does that help anyone? What did he think he was actually achieving by going through all that to tell you he hasn't used it? He went through all that hassle to say absolutely nothing. What's the point? And I was sort of thinking, well, that's, you know, a minute in my life I'm never going to get back, because I sat there and watched you say I don't know nothing about this product. How's that helped? And it just, oh boy, winds me up. It's just something I was thinking when I was sitting here. You know, one of the most pointless things a person can do. Top pointless thing a person can do. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed now. I'll tell you what, I haven't had this GoPro long. I had a cheap Brave 7 Acaso, which is quite good. Admittedly, it's nowhere near in the same league as GoPro. GoPros are amazingly good quality, you know, having had something that's cheaper. But the batteries on the GoPros are rubbish. They don't last 2 minutes. My Acaso came with 2 batteries, and I went home with loads of life. I never used the second battery. I went home with loads of life on that battery after using it a normal amount. You know, do the same sort of, roughly same sort of amount for filming, and I go back on the same battery and still have enough loads left over. And then next time I wouldn't even bother charging it, just so I could keep using both batteries. Next time I would, you know, drain that one and go on to the next one. You know, I wouldn't even bother charging it because the next one was enough. Putting these batteries in, I'm going to bed now, and I can't see exactly what it is, but it's gone into the orange already, and I haven't been using it excessively. Luckily I bought like a, I don't know what you call it, for want of a better word, a starter pack GoPro. It came with 2 batteries and this and that and the other, a few accessories with it and stuff. So I've got another battery, it's not a problem, but that is rubbish. It really is. Having had a cheaper one and it lasting forever. What's that about? Just another thought. Good morning. I've been up for hours. No, not hours. I've been up. Let's have a look. I've been up about an hour and a half, but I didn't turn the camera on straight away because I thought it was pitch black again. So I thought, what's the point of putting the camera on and it's just the same as it was last night. So here's the view. Here's the lovely view. I had a really good sleep. I woke up, there's a bit of a, so last night I was saying, oh, you know, it's never windy here, but there was a bit of a breeze coming in last night. I wouldn't say gale force, but a bit of a breeze, and every so often it would flap the tent. I didn't put the guy ropes down. It still wasn't windy enough to warrant putting the guy ropes down, but every so often it would flap the tent, and that woke me up. But maybe 2-3 times maybe that. Other than that, I slept right through, because it hit about 8 degrees, something like that, in the night. According to my phone, I haven't actually got a temperature gauge, but according to my phone it's about 8 degrees. It might be slightly warmer being in the woods and being more protected, I don't know. But I slept really well. Got about over 7 hours sleep. There's people walking there, walking along the path already, dog walkers. Shows how close to the path I am. I can see them really well. I've also, this is the second time I've used the Rab 900 sleeping bag, so it's interesting to get an idea of a sense of when I do and don't need it. I want to find that out for myself, because everyone has different temperatures, different ideas about temperature. So I've seen people on YouTube sort of with a Rab 900 in temperatures where, and then they've got a down coat on, and inside the Rab 900 I'm thinking I'd be boiling if I did that. So I want to discover it for myself. And last night I had to, say it was about 8 degrees ish at the lowest, and I had to unzip the Rab. I didn't get out put my arms out or anything, but I just unzipped it to let the cold air in, because I was so blooming hot. I was only in my t-shirt and underwear and a pair of thin socks, just normal socks, and I was boiling. So it's definitely not Rab 900 weather, it's more OEX Leviathan weather, and I've discovered that last night. When I was on the beach last week, it was about the same sort of temperatures, but I still wanted it all zipped up. You know, I didn't feel, maybe it's because of a stronger wind or something, I don't know. And talking of that, I think maybe because of the breeze or something, the tent's as dry as a bone inside, which is quite a rarity. The whole tent is, so all I've got to worry about drying is the floor of the inner tent, so that's a nice bonus as well. But yeah, I had a really good sleep. I was warm, I was dry, it was lovely. And now I've discovered where I am. This is the first time I've woken up this morning. It's the first time I've actually seen where I am. So excuse the wobbly camera, because I'm not going to cut it. Can't be bothered to cut it. There we go. So here's today's view. I'm going to give you a 360. There's my new baby. Ooh, sat down there. It's quite well camouflaged actually, because it's quite low and sort of level with, or just below the all this brown, what's it called? The name escapes me. Ferns. I'm back to where I was. I'll tell you what though. I'll tell you what. I woke up at 5:30 for a wee, and when I looked up, all the trees were going wee, and I'm like, oh, I mean they're doing it a bit now. I don't know if you can pick that up. They're doing it a bit now, swaying in the breeze. It's quite disconcerting, because it's not particularly cold. It's not particularly windy, is it? It doesn't feel like it is, but these are long thin trees and they're all giving it all this, and that did make me a bit sort of you know, because it didn't feel particularly windy per se. And so I stood outside after I'd had a tinkle. I stood outside for a bit, and I was looking at I got sucked into it, to be honest, because I started looking at the trees and going, oh, that's a bit dodgy, and then I got looking at the stars, and I ended up just standing there for like about 40 minutes, watching the trees sway and the stars in the sky, and because I was sucked into it. It's so gorgeous. And then when I went to bed, I thought, oh, I've been standing there for 40 minutes. It's 40 minutes sleep I lost. So I set the alarm for later to get the sleep back again, because I thought, you know what, blow it, I'm going to do that. Beans and sausages this morning. Pretty sure I had that last time as well. I'm missing my, excuse my hair flying about all over the place. I didn't, my hairband's in the tent. I can't be able to go and get it. And by the way, I'm not that fat. I'll push my gloves. I am fat, but I'm not that fat. I'll put gloves inside my jacket so they're nice and warm when I go and put them back on again. Because it's, I could probably get away with no gloves because it's quite, as winter goes, it's quite mild. But, it's quite mild, but yeah, I've got them, so it's nicer having them than not having them. I'm not shunning you, by the way. I'm not turning my back to you. I'm just reaching across myself to hold the bean. Oh, you can see them in shot. Reaching across myself to stir my beans and sausages. I really love. I forget the make now, but there's a make that do. It's called an all-day breakfast. They used to just do a breakfast as well, but they've stopped doing that now, and they do an all-day breakfast. I do love eating a tin of all-day breakfast for breakfast, but it's only sold in certain shops. It escapes me now which one, and so I haven't had it for ages. And the nearest I can get to a breakfast in a can is beans and sausages, because I just can't be bothered, especially tonight, turning up in the dark and that. I can't be bothered to cook properly. And you know, I don't really like cooking, but I do occasionally try and make the effort. I've already had a coffee this morning. I had that as soon as I got up. That's another thing I've got lazy with as well, is when I first started camping in my early videos, you can see me bring in powdered milk and tea bags and a little pot of coffee and a little pot of tea, and you can see when I start, you know, so I'm having a tea and a coffee, because I do like tea. I drink tea more than I do coffee. I usually have a coffee in the morning, but I'm usually a tea man for the rest of the day. And now, because I saw somebody taking little packets, sachets of cappuccinos with them, I thought, oh, how easy, just grab a few of them. They're really flat, light, less space taken up, and so I did that, and it's not actually my top favourite thing, but it's just so easy. I've done that, a lot of that, as the camping's progressed. I've done stuff for easiness. So I haven't done this for ages, so I'm going to give you a little bit of a gear run through, because there's been a lot of changes, and there's a in my playlist, in my equipment review, there's the gear I first started with, and it's all very different now. That's how long ago since I did something like this. So it's probably going to be shaky camera work, because I've forgotten the stick that I put it on. So I'll start off with the chair. The Trickology, no idea what it's called, chair. Awesome chair, because it packs up quite small, and look how low it is to the ground. It's great for stealth wise, because you're sat lower than the tent is, and it's very strong and durable, and I love the fact that the legs splay out like that, so you don't sink into the ground. And excuse the bean, I spilt my beans. I wanted a little brown sheet for the vestibule. I just happened to have this bit of square material there, which is pretty cool. And the cook set, I'm not going to bother getting out, because it's the same old. That's on equipment review anyway. It's an amalgamation of a couple of cook sets. It's just pots, pan and a little kettle, nothing special about that. It's just Amazon Chinese make. So I've got my Rab 900 sleeping bag, a Checkology pillow. Obviously let it all down. It's not high enough. It's this great pillow, but it's not high enough. You keep having to stuff underneath it. This mat is a Unigear. What's the label? I forget the name now, so I'm not doing a very good review, am I? But it's a Unigear mat, and it's really wide, so it's super comfortable. It's really wide. I'll let it down, and it's really comfortable. You do have to let quite a lot of air out of it though, which is probably a good thing, because otherwise it feels like you're sitting on top of it. And that's kind of where I am at the moment. I didn't mention I knew by Trail Outdoor Leisure. It's my new foil mat. See, it's quite thick. I had like when I first started, I bought the cheapest foil mat I could find on Amazon. It was really super cheap. It had no weight, and I thought, oh, Bob's your uncle, brilliant. But it's really flimsy. I don't think it was doing very much, because the backing on it had some sort of foam, and that was all coming apart because it was so thin. It was all coming apart and falling apart, and I don't think it was protecting the mat very well because it was so thin and flimsy. So I bought this one. Obviously it's a lot bigger. It's not heavy, it's marginally heavier, and it's obviously a lot bulkier. But since, as I said last night, I can't put my tent on the outside bit of the bag, that fits in there nicely. And even if it didn't, my bag's got this kind of sponge like cords running down the center on the outside. I could have stuffed it in there, so there's a couple of options to carrying it. So it is bulky, but it's narrower than my Unigear sleeping pad, so I'm not sure if you're getting the full benefit, since the sleeping pad's bulged, it's spilling over the edge of the foil a bit. So I'm not sure if I need to change pads to one that fits one that size. I don't know. So LNT, oh actually LNT EFB, sorry, leave no trace except for beans, because I spilt them like a wally. I decided to stir the pot with one hand, dumbass, and then that meant I tipped the pot over and lost my beans, and a couple of sausages. Ooh, Barnet problem. And a couple of sausages as well, which kind of annoyed me quite a bit. But I mean, look at this. It's gorgeous, isn't it? It's gorgeous. The sun coming up. It's been a really, you know, it doesn't feel like winter. It's kind of like autumn, even sort of nearing the summer bit today. The temperature's really warm this morning, warmer than last night, and warmer than yesterday generally. And it's been, yeah, and I've bought all this winter stuff and I'm too hot, but it's been really pleasant. So this has been a really good one. It's been a place I've been to before, but as I explained last night, I kind of had to. But yeah, I come here before because it's gorgeous. It's yeah, I like to try and do new places, but under the circumstances I had to come here. But it's turned out to be perfect, as it always is when I come here. Absolutely perfect. So that's it. I'm packed. I'm going. I'm trying to find my way back. I can't remember how I come in. Just like I've run out of path. So I'll make it, and I'll see you next time, because which will be after Christmas now, because what are we, 4 days away, 3, 4 something days away from Christmas, and I'll be spending time with my family and stuff, so I won't be doing anything till after Christmas. But as usual, by then I'll be sort of gagging to come back out and do it again. And if you got this far, I nearly killed myself. If you got this far, thanks for watching. As always, every one of you is appreciated. because it's I mean, I do this anyway whether you are subscribing or not, but it does give you that oomph to feel like that somebody's with you. You've got a mate coming with you, and it's a nice feeling. And so nothing else to say but see you later, and I'll catch you in the next one.